welcome back to Trojan Sports Now. And today I have Kiara Barrett from the Trojan volleyball team. And thank you so much for coming. I know you have a busy schedule. You guys are getting ready, but thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. Sorry to cut you off. But take me back to when you first played volleyball, and when did you make that decision, like, hey, this is a sport I want to do?
Well, my dad is actually, or he was a collegiate volleyball coach, so it's kind of been in my family for forever. So I honestly don't even remember the first time that I picked up a volleyball, but I just played it throughout my life, and it's always been the sport that I've loved the most. So it was really not even a decision, kind of just what I've wanted to do since I was a little kid.
Well, that's good. Mm-hmm. Did you have like any other family members who played volleyball too?
Yes, actually my mom and my aunt both played here at Troy.
Wow, what?
So that's kind of how I found the school. They loved it here, and so I thought I'd give it a shot, kind of.
That's passing the tradition on. That's
yes.
Nice. Did you or like any of your other family members play any other sports?
My mom and my aunt both played volleyball and softball here.
Okay.
Wow. So I also played softball in high school. My dad ran a little, but nothing really major. So.
And you also played basketball too, right?
Yes.
How did that go? I mean, you have the height for it. How did it go?
It was good. It's a little too much running for me, so that's why I picked a sport that has a really small court. So.
Yes, I understand that. How did playing softball go?
I loved it. I still do. We actually have an intramural team. Our volleyball team plays intramural softball, and so that's just like a lot of fun for everyone. But volleyball just has always won out in the end.
Yeah.
So,
what was your position in softball? Like, what were you the best at?
Well, I'd say center field and third base.
Okay.
My team needed a third baseman, so they put me there, and I did pretty well at it. But I think center field's my favorite.
So, was it about, let's say, maybe senior year when you kind of realized? Because I know you said you played softball in high school too,
mm-hmm.
but was it probably senior year when you made the decision, like, if I'm gonna play in college, then I probably want to play volleyball more than any of these?
No, it's actually been my dream since elementary school to play in college, and then the other sports were just kind of like fun things for me to do. And my parents have always been really supportive, and they always wanted to make sure that I was playing because I wanted to, and not because like I felt the pressure from them to play volleyball.
Right.
So they kept me in the other sports, but it's always just been like what I personally have wanted to do.
And that's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
You do something that you really want to do,
right?
You know. So how was that? I know you mentioned your mom and your aunt went to Troy,
mm-hmm.
but your senior year, were you getting like offers from any other schools? Like, what made you make that final decision? Like, hey, this is where I want to go.
I actually transferred here. So I originally committed to Florida Atlantic University, and I was there for the summer and fall of my freshman year, and then they didn't really have the educational program that I wanted, so I began looking at other schools and contacted the coach here, and kind of the rest is history. So.
Wow. But I know it was still a good feeling to get to go to the school and knowing that they played and they did, two sports, so I'm glad you guys got to keep that tradition going.
Yes, me too. My mom was so happy when I told her that I decided to come here, so she was.
How was Florida Atlantic? Like, was it a bigger school or a smaller school?
It's a bigger school. I think it's around like 40,000 students or something.
Oh, wow.
So it was really big, but I mean, I loved it there. The girls on the team were really great and everything. It just wasn't the right fit for me, so
understandable.
Decided to transfer.
So how has it been since you've been here? You met a whole bunch of new girls. Yes. You had to get to know a new coach and kind of talk about that transition from coming to, from a bigger school to a smaller school, and you're meeting all these people. Were you nervous all over again? Because, I mean, you had already played, but was it still a little bit, like, nerve-wracking to start all over?
It definitely was. I think whenever you start something new, it's always a little nerve-wracking, but it's a little different because when you come into a team, like, they're already going to be, like, supportive of you because, like, we all want each other to succeed, like, the most out of, like, anyone. So we're all each other's biggest fans, and so that was just, like, made everything a lot easier because I already had like a really nice support group, and the athletic staff and like our like support staff and the towers and everything, they make like classes and planning things like a lot easier. So it was difficult, but I had a lot of people to help me out when I transferred.
Which is always wonderful in my opinion. That support system will take you a long way. So I'm really glad you had that experience. You mentioned classes and planning. So talk a little bit about your major and why you chose that specific major.
I'm an exercise science major with a pre-health concentration. So I want to be a physical therapist after school. So it's definitely a difficult major, but it's really preparing me for what I want to do. So I like it a lot. The teachers are really great. My classmates are awesome. And another one of my teammates that's in my year, Logan, she's in all of my classes. So we do like all of our stuff together and help each other out. So it's just been like really great.
And we actually talked to Logan too. How difficult is it? I mean, I talk to student athletes all the time, and I was one myself in high school. So just kind of touch on how difficult it is to like balance, playing and being, up to date on your classes and your work. Like I know it is nerve-wracking, especially because you're at a D1 school, you're in college. In high school, you could probably get by, but now it's kind of like, okay, I really have to take time out to study.
Yeah, so it's definitely a struggle sometimes. That's one of the main things about athletics is it really teaches you how to manage your time. We miss a lot of Thursday, Friday classes because we play Friday, Saturday in conference, and so you need to like get there a day early and like get situated and everything. So that's definitely difficult, but it's nice having like Logan in class because we can always like work on stuff together on trips, and you just have to study on the bus in the hotels, like do what you can to stay on top of things and be proactive and talk to your professors, like, and just say, hey, I'm on the volleyball team, I'm gonna be missing this, like what do I need to do? And so that part, it's difficult, but it's definitely doable, and I think it prepares us a lot for our next steps in life because nothing's going to be easy after this, so you might as well get used to it now.
No, not at all. I think I'm already like I don't want to adult. I'm perfectly fine with staying in college forever, just not with the work. But how is the relationship with the ladies and your team bonding and with head coach Josh Lauer?
Our relationship is great. We go on a team trip every year. So this past year we got a house in Tallahassee and we just like spent the weekend there, like bonding and doing things together. And we always, like I said before, like we're all each other's biggest fans. Like we're each other's best friends basically. And so that part is just like kind of like the best part about being on a team. Yes. We spend so much time together. So like bus rides, playing, practice, film, everything. So it's just like really great to have everyone there, and we all get along. Like everyone is just really good friends with each other. So it's really awesome.
And I was gonna ask that, what is kind of your favorite part, but you touched on it. Building those relationships are so important. And I think if you don't take anything from this, you definitely have a whole set of a new family, honestly. Besides friends, they're your family because you spend so much time with them. Right. But you're a senior this year, and you did mention you were redshirt your freshman year, so you do have the option to play. But even being a senior, if you don't, you guys have just a few more games before that Sun Belt comes back around. And we remember last year how it went, and you guys still did finish well, in my opinion. Still getting to know the incorporated new players this year. You have a lot of freshmen, but how important is it for you guys to come off of now a 4-game winning streak and just take that into the rest of the season?
I think it's really important. Like you said, we're on this 4-game winning streak, and so these past 2 weekends have been really good. And I think it's really helped us as a team because we're starting to get in the groove of things, and everyone's kind of like gelling together. Like you said, we have a lot of new freshmen, but I think they fit in really well with the upperclassmen, and we're all just like getting along really great, and team chemistry is very important, and I think we have a lot of that. So going into conference and everything, I think we just need to keep building on it, and I mean, we have a really good foundation right now, so we're all really excited about it.
And I'm excited for you guys. I have been watching this team since my freshman year, and I think you guys are amazing. And you're still learning. Head coach Josh Lauer is still learning everything about Troy, and I think it's been working really good. But this month is Breast Cancer Month, and
Yes.
you guys do have a special thing coming up this weekend, so tell us a little bit about that.
We do. We play the Texas teams this weekend, so UT Arlington on Friday at 6:30 and Texas State on Saturday. And they are Friday is technically our Dig Pink game, but I'm on the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, and we have a fundraiser called Bench Out Breast Cancer. And so at our games this weekend, we're going to be going around collecting donations to help fund breast cancer research. So that's something that we're really pushing. Last year we made a lot of money, and we're hoping to do that again this year. So hopefully our fans will be able to help out with that.
Now, where can the fans find the people who are collecting donations? Will they be around with a certain shirt on, or?
They should be walking around between the second and third matches with boxes to give donations. So it should be really easy, and we'll also announce it. So.
Okay. And what does SAC have anything else coming up that you would want fans to know about?
We also have our hurricane supply drive partnered with SGA. So you can drop off any supplies like water, batteries, canned goods, anything like that in the SGA office in TC. So we're partnering with them, and hopefully we'll be able to help out all the victims of the Hurricane Michael.
Yeah, it's still the damage. The pictures I've been seeing, it's still really rough. So I really appreciate you guys doing that, and I'll try to help as much as I can with that and letting people know that you guys are doing that. I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
We did mention breast cancer, and have you ever had like a special moment or connection to a breast cancer victim or a survivor or something?
Actually, one of my old teammates, her mom just passed away from breast cancer, so that was really tough on her and kind of the rest of us. But the old team, we all went to the funeral and went to support, and so that's like one of the best things is that we're all always there for each other, like I said before, and so that was hard, but it was good for everyone to come together and help her out.
And I'm glad you guys did that, showing that support. Like we mentioned earlier, a strong support system is everything. And my aunt and my grandma both had breast cancer, so I think this is so good for you guys to do, to step away from athletics and show, hey, we still care about you guys. We're supporting you, as much as we can. So I really appreciate you guys and everything. And best of luck the rest of the season. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
That's all the time we have here. Stay tuned for what is coming up in Trojan Sports right after this.